This is Nick Bass with the Fisher Institute of Health and Wellbeing at the Healthy Lifestyle Center at Ball State University. In this video, we are going to discuss how to focus on becoming a whole person, or focus on the whole person. So, what's going to be discussed in this video is overall, I hope that you come away with a better understanding of how to become more whole. So what that means essentially is, what are some of the things that contribute to your life that make you feel complete? That's what we're going to focus on. So that includes, where do you want to be? What can you improve on? How can you forgive yourself? And then finally, can journaling help? And that one's thrown in there. It may not seem like it falls in there, but I'll explain more when we get there. So, where do you want to be? So, go ahead and pause the video after I finish this statement. Where do you see yourself a year from now? So, after you have that in your head, after you've visualized yourself in the position that you want to be, we need to get there somehow. We need to have some type of roadmap. You're never going to get anywhere that's long distance without some type of roadmap. In your car, it's your GPS. In life, you have to have some sort of plan. This can be through a diagram, this can be through charts, however it fits you best. But have a plan. We want this plan to be put down on paper, and then we ultimately want this to be put somewhere where you can see it. You might be asking, why do I need to do all of this? It's just a plan. Well, having it written down, studies have shown that you're more likely to follow through with it. And then putting it somewhere where you can see it is constantly going to remind you of where you want to be. So, secondly, what can you improve on? Now, is this focusing on the negatives? Is focusing on what you need to improve on the negatives? Now, it's all about perspective. Some might say that focusing on some of your shortcomings might be looking at it in a negative light. However, I challenge you to view it as taking steps to better yourself. This is a chance for you to grow as a person. Now, along the same lines, we also want to recognize the positives. Recognize what you're doing well and pat yourself on the back. So say that, for example, you want to start getting up earlier. That's something that you need to improve on. Well, maybe you usually get up at 10 o'clock, and today you got up at 9:30. That is making improvement, and that's making a step in the right direction. We also want to be self-compassionate. So what does that mean exactly? It means that you are allowing yourself forgiveness, you're allowing yourself wiggle room to mess up, and then when you do mess up, when you do make a mistake, when you slip up, you aren't dwelling on it. You aren't sitting there beating yourself up over and over and constantly tearing yourself down. So how can you forgive yourself? Some of the things that I've learned is, when you mess up in a diet or when you don't get to the gym, it's okay. You're going to have an opportunity to do it the next day. You're going to have continuous opportunities to do these things. And once you start putting one foot in front of the other, things start to become easier. So what are some of the things that you can do to help be more self-compassionate? Well, first off, we don't want to get upset with ourselves. So, how can we do that? Whenever you start to feel yourself getting angry with yourself, take a deep breath. Think about all of the things that you have done well over the past 24 hours or the past week. And that is just a start of how you can become more self-compassionate. Finally, write it down. So how can journaling help? First of all, it keeps track of what you're doing well. Constantly reflecting on the positives is something that we really want to hammer home here, is You want to acknowledge what you're doing well. We don't want to constantly focus on the negatives. We don't want to constantly think in a negative pattern. So when you journal, it also helps to provide any stress or anxiety that you might be feeling about making a healthy change, making multiple changes at once. And it also can help you get your future thoughts down. So, for example, I really didn't do well today. How can I do better tomorrow? And then, boom, you write it down. You've already got another plan put in place. And that brings us back to our original point, and it kind of ties everything together. So, if you are interested in this, or if you would like more information on this topic and others like it, feel free to contact us. Our hours are Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Friday 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We can be found on the internet at www.hlcmuncie.com. We can be reached at email at hlc765@gmail.com. And then finally, feel free to call us at 765-2881-928, extension 5207, or 765-285-1293.